Hey, what's up guys? Thank you for tuning in. My name is Danny McGee and I've partnered up with Splice in this YouTube tutorial series. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you everything you need to know to use natural lighting with no equipment whatsoever to take your videos to the next level. I'll be covering the entire process all the way from shooting to editing within the Splice app. Without further ado, let's get into it. So the video you're actually watching right now is a perfect example of using natural light. All of the lights that I use are just windows. And that's really the only thing you're going to need for this entire tutorial is a window. Windows are basically just these massive lighting tools that just don't get enough credit. I actually prefer using windows and natural lighting to actual studio lighting just because the light is a little bit softer and it's available everywhere. Alright, now we're going to get into the actual tutorial part of it and show you how to do it yourself. Alright guys, so welcome to the tutorial part of this video. This is Nicole. She's going to be helping me out.
Hi!
So this whole tutorial is revolving around light, so I'm just going to go over all the light sources we have in this room. So as you can see, there are two windows in here. There is an overhead light, which is off right now, and then we have a couple smaller lights over here, and then one Nicole in the chair. Alright, so step number one is removing all bigger light sources. So normal lights, turn those off, and then in this room, we have a light source here, which is a window, and a light source here. This is the one we're going to be using for the actual light source. So for this one, I'm going to turn off / close the blinds. The reason you want a direct light source is because it brings contrast and depth to the image. If everything in this whole scene was the same consistent brightness, the viewer of the video wouldn't be able to focus in on the actual subject. They'd be focused in on the background. So you just want to bring your subject to the center of attention. Smaller lights like these little lights in the back, you call them key lights. Those are okay because they're dimmer than the actual main light, so they're not as distracting and sometimes can just give it a little bit better look. Here's before all the lights are turned off, and then here is after closing the window and turning off the main bedroom light. So next up is the direction of light. A great way to see how much direction matters in lighting is to just sit in a swivel chair and rotate around the room and just see exactly how the light plays off the subject's face. So for this, I'm gonna have Nicole sit in this chair and just do a big 360. So in the beginning here, she's facing right towards the window. She's lit up pretty well at this point, but there's not too much contrast on her face. So just turning a little bit to the right or left gives her that depth. As she keeps spinning, you see that the absolute worst thing to do is shoot directly towards the light because the background is lit up and that draws all the viewer's attention and her face is totally dark. As she moves around, you can see it starts to get really nice again right around this angle. In my experience, it's about a 45-degree angle from the lighting source. This applies to almost every room, so just get in a room, turn off all other light sources, so turn off overhead lighting, close other windows if you can, put the camera at a 45-degree angle, and boom, you've got a really nice lighting setup for totally free. Alright guys, so now for the post-production process in the Splice app. What's cool about using good lighting is that you don't actually have to do much in the actual edit process just because you already did all the hard work in person. So just open up the Splice app, create a new project, import all the clips. If it's just you talking to the camera, it's super easy, so you just import the clip. And then nobody's perfect when you're talking to the camera. Sometimes you mess up and whatnot. So what's cool about Splice is you can just cut out the parts where you kind of mess up the words. Just cut the clips there. Just go through your clips and make sure everything is how you want it. And then you can just hit export. And Splice actually has awesome export settings. You can even export in 4K, which is really, really cool. With modern phones nowadays, you can shoot everything in 4K, cut it up on Splice, edit it in 4K, and then export it in 4K as well. So just with your phone and an understanding of how to light yourself naturally, you can make some really high quality videos just with the tools you have. Alright guys, so that is it for this Splice tutorial. In the next episode, I'm going to be covering movement matching and how to use that in your videos to get seamless transitions. Let me know what tutorials you'd like to see in the future, and I will see you on the next one.